would like to welcome you to my reflection video as part of the Master's in Educational Technology degree at Boise State University. In this video, I will be sharing with you highlights of my accomplishments, experiences, and growth in the EdTech program. I must admit I was quite apprehensive coming into this program as I never thought of myself as a techie. But I did view myself as an educator that wanted to make the most out of the current technology tools available. I also wanted to experience and learn best practices in online teaching. I'm currently teaching a variety of physical education classes, both face-to-face and online, for the College of DuPage. I have also been invited to work with the Education Department in developing a curriculum for teaching online to our faculty. I love working with students and teachers at the community college level and have implemented many of the resources I have developed in the EdTech program. Before we begin, I would like to give you a brief background about how I came to be in the EdTech program. About 3 years ago, I had the opportunity to take a 6-week online course at my college about project-based teaching methods. It was my first experience as an online learner, but I knew right away there was something very special about online learning. Soon after taking this online course, I was asked to design and teach 2 online courses in our physical education department. I found out that I had a real knack for designing and teaching online. The students' reviews were very favorable, and I was one of the few in my department that wasn't afraid of technology. This really led me to the notion that I wanted to improve my skills as an online instructor and designer. With the encouragement from a few colleagues and a statement from my dean that he would not hire any full-time without online teaching experience. This really led me to investigate a master's degree in educational technology. The Boise State program interests me because it was project-based and taught by highly qualified instructors, and it had a diverse curriculum. Taking all these elements into consideration, the decision was very easy. Today I feel very confident to have had the opportunity to learn from the leaders in the field in a very engaging and collaborative learning environment. And thanks to Boise State EdTech program and lots of hard work and many hours of hard work, I'm now much more skilled at technology and a variety of programs used in teaching, and especially teaching online. Semester was the most challenging because of the fact that I needed to learn how to be a good online student myself. There were many firsts for me. For example, I remember how nervous I was posting my work to the discussion board. I had never seen this technique done before. It seems silly now. I can't imagine not sharing my work with others in class. Once I got the hang of sharing and found out that the instructors were very supportive, I just concentrated on my work, and work it was. I remember having a discussion with my very supportive husband that there was just no way I could finish this program. There was just so much I needed to know and such a long way to go. But with the support of my husband and wonderful instructors and the desire to teach and design online courses, I made it through. EdTech 502 was one of the first classes I took at Boise State. I was quite nervous as I didn't have any prior website creation experience. The design of this class was an education in itself, as Dr. Snelson started us with video learning and simpler projects, which, by the way, I still use these simple projects currently in my classes. Each project built on the other, so by the end we were proficient at adding photos, audio, gradients, and applying HTML and CSS coding to get the page to look the way we wanted it to. We also examined and created different types of web-based learning sites. For example, I'm using the Fitness Tech Tool Jigsaw site I created in 502 in my online fitness lab class, and it is one assignment that gets many rave reviews from the students. Another project that I'm very proud of is the virtual tour website I created about the ancient Pueblo Indians. This assignment gave me the experience and confidence in creating effective, engaging websites to help students learn. And though I'm not using it as a formal learning site, many people have used this site to gain an overview of the ancient Pueblo people before taking an actual trip to the area. This class gave me the foundation for HTML and cascading style sheets that I would use in future classes and projects. It also has served me well in working with learning management systems and Google Sites for tweaking different elements through the use of HTML coding on these sites. 503, I had the chance to create a 3-hour seminar in muscle relaxation. This project gave me the insight into the complexities in creating a short lesson, let alone an entire course. The project gave me a chance to implement a learner analysis, learning strategies, motivational strategies, objectives, and evaluations, both formative and summative. It was a rewarding experience getting away from the teacher mode and creating a workshop from a designer's perspective. It made me realize the depth of knowledge needed to create meaningful learning material. The design process has already been a useful method to know. At my current job, the administration has asked me to design 3 more classes for the education department. I will use the design process to analyze, design, develop, implement, and evaluate materials for these classes. This project was definitely another important building block for me. In EdTech 506, I had the chance to incorporate the theories and technology skills I had learned in all my previous classes in creating an entire unit of instruction. But this time, we would learn and implement visual design elements. I decided to create a weight matters unit, which is used to introduce and explore methods of assessing weight, identify factors that contribute to weight gain, and understand the health risks associated with being overweight. Students are to examine how to balance calories and create a plan of action to achieve their weight range goals. Special attention has been given to the visuals and the layout of the web-based materials as to motivate and enhance learning. For example, on the first image, the pie chart on the opening page acts as an overview of all the units in the course and how the unit Weight Matters fits into the bigger picture of the healthy eating class. The lesson organizer is a topical outline which will help students view the different lessons we will be covering in the unit. The design is simple as not to overtax the working memory of the students. I also use color to create contrast and make it easier for the students to distinguish between the 4 different topics in this unit. These color-coded topics were also carried throughout the entire site. On the health risks page, there was an immense amount of information to convey to the students, and I didn't want to overwhelm them when they arrived at this page. I placed the image off to the left side, which would leave more space on the right for the placement of the health risks. I created rollover actions to add interactivity and to add more information about the subject, but not to overwhelm the student. At the end of the lesson, there is an assessment. The to-do icon I created to prompt the student to complete the assignment. This was also repeated every time there is a lesson throughout the unit to help prevent any confusion and also to reduce cognitive load. These are just a few of the design ideas that I currently use when designing all of my materials. Another class I found to be extremely beneficial in my learning and application of the theories of learning is EdTech 512. In this class, we were to create an entire course online utilizing a learning management system. This was quite the endeavor as I completed this course in 8 weeks while teaching 5 classes and taking another graduate class. Phew, I am not sure how I did it all, but I'm extremely proud of this project, and I'm currently utilizing the entire course as I had created it in EdTech 512 at the College of DuPage this semester. It was through this project that has forever changed the way I develop courses. I knew from EdTech 503 the importance of mapping objectives and standards to relevant projects and assignments in order for students to learn. But in this class, I learned a systematic way of organizing my materials and utilizing learning guides to make the most efficient use of my design times. These guides were also designed to reduce the cognitive load for all my learners. The guide helps students know the expectation and organizes the learning materials in a logical sequence. This project was a real turning point for me professionally, as I could utilize all the information I had learned in my previous courses to produce a very effective online course. The theory and application of the instructional design process that I've learned through all my classes at Boise State have already been extremely beneficial. As I mentioned before, I have been asked to develop an additional 3 online classes this year for our education department. I feel very confident that I can work alone or in a team and develop quality learning materials mapped to standards and objectives set forth by the department, in addition to more accurately address the needs of the learners. I also have plans in the future to develop more classes and will use the design process to analyze, design, develop, implement, and evaluate materials of these classes. Another class that has greatly influenced the way I teach and was a foundation for many other projects I developed in the last few years, including this video, is EdTech 513, Multimedia. In this class, we learned research theories and principles about multimedia. We also experienced and learned a variety of technologies to be used in different media projects. For example, in this tutorial I designed for submitting assignments in Blackboard, I used a combination of screen captures and screencasting created in Camtasia and audio produced in Audacity. Additional music, captions, and text were added in Camtasia before the entire product was uploaded to YouTube. This proved to be a challenging project as I was new to all the technologies listed above. This presentation is being currently used in all my courses taught at the College of DuPage. These projects are just a representation of the variety of tools, theory, and applications I used while going through the MEP program at Boise State. I'm very grateful to have had the opportunity to learn from some of the best instructors in the industry. They definitely practice what they preach, and I believe I learned just as much by watching them demonstrate best practices in online teaching as I did completing all of the assignments and projects. There have been so many wow moments. I will continue to implement what I have learned in the past 2 years into my teaching methodology. I want to thank the instructors and administrators for providing this wonderful learning experience.